Okay, so we're going to go through the different types of climates, the A, B, C, Ds, and Es. These are covered in pretty good detail in your book and also on the Mastering Geography maps and exercises that you'll have to do. So I'm just going to kind of go through these very quickly and show you, I think there's a climate graph form, and also show you a picture of what the environment on the ground looks like for each of these. So the first one up will be our A climates, which are the tropical climates. They're the most extensive on Earth, with about 36% of the land and ocean. They usually are closer to the equator, so they're going to have consistent day length and insolation over the course of the year. They're going to be closer to the ITCZ, so you're going to get rain, and it's going to move up and down towards the Tropic of Cancer or towards the Tropic of Capricorn as it follows the sun through the years. And it's controlled by the warm ocean temperatures that create these unstable maritime tropical air masses. So here's what it looks like. So there's the tropical rainforest, the monsoons, and the tropical savanna. So the rainforest, the darker green, pretty much follow the equator. The monsoons over here in India or in South Asia, where the rain, heavy rain, is seasonal as opposed to here where it's consistent. Tropical savanna, the conditions, the temperatures are the same, but it's just slightly less rainfall. So notice they're on either side of the rainforest climates. Okay, so again, these are in the rainforest is AF. Again, these are German abbreviations for German words. So tropical rainforest is AF, the monsoon is AM. Notice it has a dry season, whereas here it's consistent, warm and moist. Okay, so here's Brazil down in, notice that it's really close to the equator, so you get consistent rain year round, consistent temperatures. And here's what it would look like on the ground. Then here's your monsoon. So notice the seasonal rain here. Temperatures are still fairly consistent, but the rain is seasonal as opposed to being all year round. And you can see, here's an example of that from Vietnam. The savannas, they're a little bit on either side of the tropical rainforest climates, and the summers are wetter than the winters in general, depending on what hemisphere you're in. But notice again, so you're a little further up in latitude, temperatures are still consistent, but you get a distinct dry period as opposed to and less rain on average per year. Okay, so you can see here's a savanna in Africa, mostly grasses and occasional tall trees. There's just a bigger picture, with the zebras. Your mesothermal climates, of seas, you have to think of it this way: they're just right. They're not too hot, not too cold. So 40% of the world population lives in these types of climates. You get bigger variability in day length because the insolation moves further north or south depending on where the sun is over the course of the year. So you get seasonality. And this is affected by the maritime and continental air masses that move up and down, again, depending on where the sun is over the course of the year. So you get these variable precipitation and variable temperatures. So humid subtropical, moist all year, humid subtropical, winter dry, where our marine west coast and our Mediterranean. So again, notice where these are. So humid subtropical, moist year round. It's on the east coast of continents where you have warm water currents, Gulf Stream, Japanese current over here. Humid subtropical winter dries, again, a little further south or north of the tropical savannas in some cases. Then the marine west coast over here, up here and over here. So the warm water circulates, cools down, but it's still warmer than the air temperature. So it moderates the temperatures in these conditions. And then Mediterranean, where you have cool, moist winters and hot, dry summers. And that's pretty much kind of where we are here in Southern California, and also Mediterranean because it's over here in the Mediterranean area of Southern Europe. In our mesothermal climates, so you have your CFAs, your CFBs. Again, notice the distinctions between them. I'm not going to go over them here, but make sure you read about this in the book. Okay, so again, summer warm. Here you get mild, cool summers. That's the big differences there. So this is southern hemisphere. So notice consistent rain year round and variation in temperature. And this would be their winter because it's in the southern hemisphere. So that's what it looks like on the ground. Up in the northern hemisphere, again, same temperature range, a little bit more precipitation because you're in the shadow of the monsoons here, but still a mesothermal climate. Then your Mediterranean, where almost all, not all, but 70% of the precipitation occurs in the winter months. Again, it's because it's influenced by the shifting subtropical high pressure cells off the coasts of the continents. So you get fairly low temperature range. See, notice dry summers and the moister winters. And you'll see this in Central California like that. So notice you're further higher up in latitude. Okay, so let me stop here and then we'll do microthermals on the next part, okay?